Okay, welcome back, students. So we're on question 9 from the 2021 paper, and on Year Green book, that's page 52. Okay, so we'll read the question first to get an idea, gist of what's going on, and see do we understand what we're being asked and what information we have. A family living in Dublin went on a trip to Galway, leaving at 10 a.m. That's 10 in the morning. They returned home later that day. On the way, the family stopped for a break in Athlone. I think that's that little horizontal link there. The distance time graph shows part of the family's journey as far as Galway. Okay, that's the situation. Now let's see what we're being asked. Use the graph to answer the following. How long did the family spend in Athlone? So it looks like half a box. And with a box being 1 hour, the answer is half or 0.5 of an hour. Okay? What is the distance from Dublin to Galway? So we'll get that distance on the vertical scale. And it seems to be stopping in Galway halfway between 200 and 220. So we're going to call that 210. Okay, that's my interpretation, and we're calling that 210 kilometers. Dublin to Galway. The family left Dublin at 10 a.m. At what time did they arrive in Galway? So we have to add on 210 minutes to 10 a.m. Now 210 is 60 plus 60 plus, there's something wrong with my pen, but I'll just keep overwriting here until I get it in. That's 180 and then another 30. So, and you can do that in many, many ways, but we're adding on 3.5 hours. Okay, so adding on the first hour brings us to 11 a.m. The next hour brings us to 12 noon. The next hour brings us to 1 p.m. So it'll be 1:30. And it's not a.m., it's p.m. Okay, now your rough work there is more for you than anything else. That will be accepted without showing your work. And if you write down 1:30, that'll be fine. So the family then stayed in Galway for 4 hours. So this is new information we're building into our model. And then returned home to Dublin with a return journey of 3.5 hours at a steady speed without any break. So I think I fully understand that. Show this information on a distance time graph for on the previous page. So the first 4 hours, we have to plan how we deal with that. Okay. We're going to go in horizontally for 4 hours, which is 4 boxes. But of course, those 4 boxes are not starting on a box, so we have to be careful about that. But I think we'll be able to figure it out. I bring this in horizontal as best you can with your ruler. I know that's 0 degrees because it says it there. And I'm going in 1 hour to the middle there, 2 hours to the middle there, 3 hours, 4 hours, and stopping there. Okay? And then we're told it took them 3.5 hours to return. Now this is a little bit more critical of thinking. But I'm thinking like this, maybe you're the same. They're going to go all the way back and it's going to go out 3.5 hours. Okay? So I'm just going to change my color and I'm going to continue on out, even though I'm going to be in the wrong place. For now, I'm interested in working in the vertical. Actually, I can work down here too. I'll work here. A half an hour. 1, 2, 3. So that's my end point. And I'm joining that up. Like so. And you'll do a much better job with pen and paper probably than I'm doing here with the technology. Okay, and it's ending at 11. Yeah? Okay? So we get rid of our ruler. Show this information on a distance time graph. Previous page. Done. What was the average speed on the return journey? Well, we know they traveled 210 kilometers in 3.5 hours. And if we wanted to remind ourselves of Dad's silly triangle, we get distance, speed, time, and the speed is distance over time, or the slope. So we just really need to put that in the calculator. So we just open up your calculator and go 210 divided by 3.5. 60, is it? I think it's 60. Well, let's see what the calculator tells us. 210 divided by 3.5 equals 60. So 60 kilometers per hour on average. Their average speed sounds pretty good. Doesn't sound like they're speeding or anything, and the answer makes sense. So we're reading here: the cost of fuel used by the car for the day trip was €40. What was the average cost per kilometer of the fuel? So we assumed they didn't drive anywhere around Galway. So it's 210 multiplied by 2. So they travelled, what was the average cost per kilometre? So we're going to do cost on the top, €40, divided by the number of kilometres, which is 420. And we'll put that in the calculator, but I'm just going to use traditional maths here. Cancel my notes. 4 into 40 is 10. No, I'm not. 4 into 42. No, I'm not. It's easier to do with the calculator. So I'll fit that to the screen. I'll open up a pop-up. Clear. 40 is the amount of money, and 420 is the amount of distance, and that's what we need to get the to get this value of 0.9523, etc. to the nearest cent. 10 cent. So if this, hang on, this is in euros though. So I'm just thinking, because they said that, and that was €40, I'm going to turn that 40 into 400. Okay, because that's putting the money in cents. Now our answer is 9.52 cents, rounded to 10. Yeah? Now I had to think through that, and I just want to talk to you quickly about the problem solving thing. You understand the question, you read the question and you understand it. You plan your answer, you execute your answer, and a very important thing is you look back. And what that means for us is you kind of check, did you answer the question in light of your work? And that's what happened there when I added on the 2 notes. Okay, so it's very important to remain critical after you've done the execution. Think, hang on a minute, could I improve this method? And we got 10 cents. What time was it when the family arrived home? That's probably the easiest question of all. Are we adding on? We go back and look at our model. Well, actually, the graph tells us, doesn't it? They got home at 11 p.m. Bedtime, nighttime. Okay, so they got home at 11 p.m. And that concludes this question, question 9. So I'll see you in the next one.